Good afternoon and welcome everyone. In this series of webinar Minitab Need to Know, we are going to cover an interesting topic today, multiple regression using Minitab. My name is Vineet. I'm a principal data scientist here at Square Circle Global. I'm joined by my session host, Mr. Sameer Sortur, founder and CEO of Square Circle Global. Square Circle Global is a data science consulting and analytics firm helping clients from the last 7 years. For all of you who know about Minitab, Minitab has now grown from a single statistical product which used to drive process excellence and Six Sigma quality improvement projects to a more solution analytics company. Square Circle is proud to be a partner for Minitab across Middle East and Africa. Now, Minitab has 5 products in their portfolio and they have recently launched Minitab Connect, completing the whole solution for business analytics and statistical quality control for any company. So, as you know, Minitab is the signature product of Minitab, which helps companies with powerful statistical software which everyone can use. Then there is Salford Predictive Modeler, which is used for machine learning and predictive analytics. They have Workspace, which is a visual tool which helps you to give you a series of process maps to understand how is your value chain going. Then there is Companion, which helps you to track and manage your Six Sigma improvement projects with real-time dashboards. And then there is Quality Trainer, which is an online statistical and online training tool for Minitab. Recently they have launched Minitab Connect, which is more of a visualization tool to transform your data and connect several other data sources so that you can see what is happening in real time, what is happening to your data. On the services side, we provide our clients with the training. We help them with complimentary trainings during installation to know about Minitab. We are also a proud Minitab certified trainer. So if you have any requirement related to understanding of Minitab and statistical quality control, you can contact us. Then we have a consulting part also, where we help our clients with any kind of data analysis and interpretation of Six Sigma quality analysis. We also help our clients with support such as installation, implementation and version updates for Minitab. We are fortunate to work with some of the big clients in the region, such as in oil and energy, pharmaceuticals, hospitals and healthcare, chemicals, telecommunication and others. So in our previous webinars, we learned how to import data into Minitab, how to start your analysis, how to calculate some of the key statistics through graphical summaries. We learned how to do a basic Minitab macro, and we also learned about hypothesis test and correlation. In this webinar, we are going to understand specifically about regression, and in that we will learn what is multiple regression, and you will learn about how to do a multiple regression in Minitab. So in our last webinar, you might remember that there we understood about correlation. Now correlation is how two variables are correlated and how they vary against each other. So here you can see the number of cookies versus the production rate. As the number of cookies increases, the production rate increases. We also learned about positive, negatively correlated data. So now once we know that two things are correlated, it leads us to regression. A regression is an equation to describe the statistical relationship between one or more predictors and the response variables to predict the new observations. So here in this first equation you can see this is a linear regression model, which is like a predicted output and then there are coefficients, and this is just one input, so y in relation to x. While in multiple regression, which has multiple variables, this predicted output or the response variable is dependent on several variables like x1, x2, x3. Now there are different types of regression. A simple linear regression, as you know, it examines the linear relationship between two continuous variables, one response and one predictor. Then there is multiple regression, which examines the relationship between a continuous response to two or more predictors. And there is one more, which is ordinary least square regression, and it is calculated by determining the equation that minimizes the sum of squared distances between the sample's data points and the value predicted by the equation. So here this distance is minimized in ordinary least square regression. So but today we are going to focus on multiple regression. Now explaining it to you again, multiple regression is used to model the relationship between a continuous response and multiple continuous predictors and categorical predictors. So taking an example, for example here, a real estate appraiser, he might want to see how the sales price of an urban apartment is associated with several predictors such as square footage, number of available units, what is the age of the building, and how far this building is from the city center. So if somebody wants to understand what is the sales price of such apartment or such a home, these are the factors, and these are several factors. So for such kind of analysis we use multiple regression. Now if in multiple regression, if we have several or like the number of predictors is very large, then before even fitting a regression model, what we do, we use a stepwise or a best subset model selection technique to screen out predictors which are not associated with the responses. So now this stepwise regression, actually it is an automated tool in Minitab which is used in exploratory stages actually to model and identify a subset of predictors which are actually useful to predict the response. So it is actually of three types, which is stepwise. In this method you start with an empty model and you include the terms you specified to include in the initial model or in every model. So you need to specify an alpha to enter, and then based on that it selects the variable. Then there is a forward selection method. In this method you start with an empty model or include the terms you specified to include in the initial model or in every model. Okay, again you need to specify a particular alpha value where the model takes the variables which has p values which are greater than the specified alpha value. And the last one is the backward elimination. So this method actually it starts with all the potential terms in the model and removes the least significant variables from the model itself. So it selects the variables based on the p values that are less than or equal to the specified alpha value and it removes it. Okay, so this is just a quick intro to stepwise regression. It's a little bit more complex, but looking at the time we need to like go forward and learn how to do a multiple regression in Minitab. So let us just move forward. So now today I'm going to take an example of a research chemist who wants to understand how several predictors are associated with the wrinkle resistance of a cotton cloth. Okay, Now the chemist examines 32 pieces of cotton cellulose produced at different settings of like curing time, temperature, it's a formaldehyde or a chemical concentration, and the what is the catalyst ratio during the making of this fabric. Now the durable press rating measures the wrinkle resistance, okay, and it's recorded for each piece of cotton in this 32 pieces of cotton. How do we know which of these predictors are important and which one to use to predict the rating of this cotton cloth? For that we use a multiple regression analysis. So let me just go to my Minitab screen. So now you are in my Minitab. So here you can see we have a wrinkle resistant data. Okay, so we have concentration, temperature, time, and the rating which is given. Okay, so to conduct a multiple regression, we will see how rating is dependent on these variables. Let us start. Go to stat, regression, fit regression model. So we need to select on the responses, we need to select rating, and on the continuous predictors, we have selected concentration, temperature, ratio, and time. Okay. In the graphs, I'll select residual versus fits graphs, which I want for all concentration, ratio, temperature, and time. Let me click OK. And in the stepwise, I'm going to do stepwise selection itself. Okay. And here is the alpha to enter is 0.15, alpha to remove is, but we are taking alpha 0.15. And let me click OK. Okay. So here is the output of our multiple regression model. Here you can see there is a regression equation which is generated, which is rating. This is a constant. So how does it dependent on different variables? Okay, and here are the coefficients. So let me go to the analysis of variance table, where you can see the predictors, temperature, here catalyst ratio, formaldehyde concentration, and the have p values which are less than. So concentration, temperature, and ratio have less than 0.05. So these values tell us that these variables have a significant effect on wrinkle resistance. But when we look at the time, which is greater than 0.05, so we say that we do not have enough evidence to conclude that time is related to the ratings response. Okay, so if the chemist he wants to refit the model, he can do it without this variable time. Okay, so now let's take a look at the residual plots. So looking at the versus fits plot, the point on the residual fits plot, it doesn't seems to be randomly distributed about 0 actually. So here you can see there is a pattern in this line here. Okay, and there appears to be this is like a cluster of points that could represent different group of data. So I think we need to investigate the groups to determine the cause of this and then go forward. For residual versus concentration, it is quite evenly distributed here and there. For temperature also, and let us take a look at the residual versus the ratio. Here in this, again you can see that it looks like there is a curvature in the plot. So this suggests that there is a curvilinear relationship between the catalyst ratio and the wrinkles. So we need to consider, actually looking at this, we need to consider adding a quadratic term to the for the ratio to the model. So it might be a quadratic equation for this. So we might have done this, but it is little bit beyond scope of this one. Okay, so this is how actually we come to know about how well the model is doing. So here you can see in the model summary. So let's see how well the model is doing. So here you can see in the R square it is around 69% and the R square predicted is around 63%. So the model is able to predict around 63% only, which doesn't look to be too good. Yes, R square value is 73%, which looks quite okay, but even the adjusted values are really around 70%. So the model is fitting the data, but really not that well. So this is how you conduct a multiple regression in Minitab. And this is how you need to look at various fit plots, various residual plots. Okay, let me go back to our presentation. So here you can see the output for that. The time is greater than 0.05, so it seems to be not related, and we might need to rerun the regression model, removing this variable. And then on this plot you can see a curvilinear relationship between the two. So this is how you should be doing a multiple regression in Minitab. It is mostly used with a response variable which has a number of predictors, more than 2 or more than 2. Okay, so with this I would like to end this webinar. If you have any questions specifically on regression, or do you have any other queries which are related to our training, or you want to learn more around it, please send us an email to futureskills@datatools.me. We will be happy to reply you. If you have any questions, any confusions, any queries, just send an email so that we can help you. Thank you for your time.